Right then.
Right then.
Good evening, everybody. Lovely to see so many people in the chat already. And Emma Cruises was first there. Look. Ah, she was early.
Emma Cruises.
Yes.
Do I know her?
It was Fab Live early with a Royal Caribbean blog. So thanks for that, Emma. I learned a lot about Royal Caribbean. And that's another class of ship we want to go on, isn't it? The Oasis
I can't
class.
believe she's looking at me when she says, "Oh, I have got no clue what even that is." That the one with is that the one with the diving board at the back?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an Oasis class.
No.
But yeah, I would like to go on that.
Now we're here. We're back from our river cruise. If you have any river cruise questions, then please ask. But we're here to answer any of your cruise questions. So just fire them in the comments, and we will get through them. So. And talking about class of ship that Emma was talking about, the Symphony of the Seas, etc. Marcia has just asked this question, which is, thank you for your blogs. I really enjoy watching them. Well, thanks for watching. You often talk about a certain class of ship. Sorry to be daft, but I don't know what these classes are. Could you explain?
Well, I think I've made it quite clear, Marcia, that I can't explain. But maybe...
Basically... trying to put it in simple terms, each cruise company has certain ships that they produce and they go into a certain class. For example, you've got like Princess Cruise have got a Royal class, Royal Caribbean have got the Oasis class, they've also got the Quantum class. And basically what it means is these ships are built in a certain way and have certain facilities on them. So they're called a class of ships. So if you have a ship that's in, say, the Quantum class, which is like Anthem of the Seas, and you book a similar ship, well, a ship that's in that same class, you can expect the same facilities. But you've got obviously Anthem in the Quantum, and then if you want to go up to a newer ship or a bigger ship, it's the Oasis class, which then have more facilities or different facilities. So each company tends to have different classes of ships. But they can be spread across different cruise companies, like the Vista class, which is a model of ship which is used by Cunard, I believe, and Holland America. So have a similar layout. And if you talk to people that love the ultra luxury ships and the smaller ships, they talk about the R class, which is an older ship, but it's a small ship with under 1,000 passengers that's got a particular layout. So class just means a group of ships that are all the same. Does that make sense? Hopefully that's made sense.
I've learned more tonight about cruising than I have in the last 10 years.
No. So hopefully that's helpful, Mauricia. So that's what a lovely name that is, isn't it? So where did I see? Jerry's in the house as well. Hi, Jerry. Nice to see you here. And we've got Tina was here earlier as well. So nice to see you there. And Tina asked, are we doing a free for all or certain theme questions? Happily to answer any of your questions about Avalon, about river cruising, or anything else that you have. So there we are. We've got Travel with Lizzie Lou's here. Hi, Lizzie Lou. Great to see you here. And now Tom and Dom, now you've done a few river cruises. Has your opinion on TUI changed? No. Do you know...
if it wasn't for TUI, we never would have done a river cruise. So they were responsible for opening our eyes, and purely, and we've had this conversation before, purely budget. Because when Carole used to say to me years ago, "Oh, look at this cruise, mate, it's so and so, it's blah 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 blah, and it's £3,700. You don't get any beer with that, and it's for a week." Well, I suppose that ain't too bad. Oh, well, I forgot to mention that's each. So that's why she couldn't get me to do a river cruise. But TUI were at the time very budget friendly. We have been checking their prices because obviously with this live in mind, and the prices have gone up a little bit. Yeah, but still very, very, very competitive in the river cruise market. And
I think they're a good starting point for river cruises to try them out, because they are sort of half the price of Avalon and other cruise companies out there. However, you can still get some good deals with the more expensive or the more luxury. I think there's a difference, and I think that's the main thing. Comparing Avalon and TUI is like comparing Celebrity and Morella. Totally different products, aren't they?
Yeah.
What was similar, I think, about TUI is obviously the ships are the same size and have similar layouts, don't they?
The ships are exactly the same length, but the TUI ships are 3 foot narrower, which means next to nothing, basically.
Yeah.
But now having done the pair, yes, Avalon is more expensive, but the ship is more ultra luxury. The food is on another. The food on the TUI ship was very good.
Yeah, it was good.
I was very impressed with the food, but now having done Avalon, the food on that was
exceptional.
Was to another.
But I'm
level.
sure we'll come on to more questions about the specifics of it. So it's the same scenario as ocean cruises. You get what you pay for, and it depends what's important to you.
Yes, but to sum up, to Tom and Dom, would I do another TUI river cruise? Yes, I definitely would.
Yeah,
but I know exactly what to expect, and like you said, it's all down to budget and expectation, etc. And now I'm waffling. I've turned into Carole. So,
Cruise Boys are here. So hi guys, nice to see you here. And Julia and Estelle, isn't it, are here as well. So that's lovely. Cruise with Gary's here, and Brits on a ship. God, loads of people look. Oh, thank you.
Haven't you got a quiz you need to be at?
Brilliant. And there are Paul and Ian, so loads and loads of people here. So thank you so much for all. Steve, that's a good point actually, because we were worried there would not be enough water in the river to do the whole trip. Do you know, we weren't, only because we've been reading that actually the levels, we're right at the end of the season. If we'd been early in the season, the Rhine did have some difficulties with water levels, didn't it? So because and the lack of rain, and the same's happened to the Mississippi. I was reading as well. They've had some Mississippi.
Sippy.
What did I say?
There's no Z's in it. Sippy.
Mississippi. So I can't say it.
No.
Anyway.
It's the same in the Mississippi.
Anyway, there. That river in the US of A. Yeah. So, no, we weren't. But I think it is something you really need to consider if you're booking a river cruise, particularly July and August, because with the climate change, it'd be interesting to see how things do move forward. We did our TUI one in April, so it was very early in the season, and we've done our Avalon one at the end. There's only a couple more weeks in the sort of the summer season before obviously then it comes back for the Christmas season. So we weren't actually confused at this time, concerned, but it is something to think about it.
Because we have heard horror stories of people doing river cruises, and most of the river cruises are spent on a bus going from
and
one
it's
port to the
a
next.
Difficult one, isn't it? A difficult one. Emma's saying, you're on my TV and you're huge. In a good way.
And I think the phrase is, the camera never lies.
Yeah, well, that's true. We ate so well on Avalon. We've been back, haven't we, a few days now, and we've been literally on just lettuce and really, because we ate so well. The food was amazing, wouldn't it, Paul?
I was going to say we were on bread and water, but Carole won't let me have any bread.
No bread, no carbs.
So I'm just on water. I'm wasting away.
Jenny's asking, do you prefer river or ocean? We enjoy both. They're totally different, aren't they? Totally different experiences.
Yes, but I do love a good ocean cruise. I think with the river cruise, what I love is different port every day. You're virtually, because we had a couple of instances on this last one where you're not right in the center, but you're always very close to where you need to be.
Yeah.
But I love my nighttime entertainment. And I have to say, TUI did nighttime entertainment better than Avalon. But Avalon are more about wellness and all their the menus. There was those healthy options all the time. So it was more they don't portray themselves as you're going to get a West End show every night. But we only had entertainment 2 nights out of the 7. Yeah, which to be fair for me was a little bit disappointing.
You find that difficult? Yeah. I didn't mind because I'm quite happy just sitting on the deck or outside and watching the world go by, even in the dark. And I love just being outside. And we met some fab people on this cruise. Yeah. So we just sat and chatted. So it actually wasn't an issue. But after doing the TUI cruise, TUI are, and I don't want to say cheesy because that's not the right word, but TUI had like quizzes in the evening. They had sort of more live vocalists. What Avalon did very well, they had a band on that was superb, weren't they? They had the whole lounge rocking, and they had a classical group on, which we actually missed but heard it was excellent because poor Tottenham were playing. We were in Rudesheim, so we had to go and find a pub to watch the football.
But it was well worth the effort because it was a good old 0-0 draw.
Going back to this, I love ocean cruises, I love river cruising, and I think, but they're totally different. And it's hard to compare the two, isn't it? River cruise is all about the destinations, isn't it, really, and the food, and not the entertainment. I think if you're a huge entertainment person, river cruising will not light your fire on an evening, regardless of what ship you're on. I think
the best way to put it into perspective is we could be on an ocean cruise and we could have 2 or 3 sea days and it wouldn't bother us in the least because you've got tons and tons of things to do on the ship.
Yeah.
But if you didn't stop every day on a river cruise, there isn't tons and tons of stuff to do. To be fair, with Avalon, they got a gym, they got a jacuzzi up on the deck, they got a giant game of chess, which you saw our super duper game of chess, which I'm not going to say who won, but it was me. So there is things to do, but there's certainly not enough things to do that could tide you over for the equivalent of 3 sea days.
But most people in the evenings were you were reading or watching. There's actually a TV. They had a lovely half lounge on there, didn't they? The set out of the Avalon ship, I thought was much better than the TUI.
Yes, it was definitely.
It seemed bigger, even though it's not bigger. They had a and they had a little half balcony, which was actually for smoking. But we went out there and it was lovely. And they had a lovely lounge where they could have done quizzes, actually, couldn't they, in there? But I think the big thing between TUI and the Avalon is, what I loved about Avalon is the international mix of passengers. TUI is very British, very traditional. Us Brits love a quiz, don't we? And we love a bit of music. But what Avalon, it was just, we met fantastic people from Australia, America, Canada. There's people from Singapore on there, wasn't it? It was a really great mix of people, and I loved that. I really loved that. But anyway, so hopefully, Jenny, that's answered.
And going back to the two, because obviously we're with Avalon, it's the little touches, like on the TUI one. There was one coffee machine that wasn't the most comprehensive.
And one cookie jar that was often empty.
Yeah, you had one cookie jar, and it was one of them ones, right, we're going to put
cookies there.
We're going to put 20 cookies in there, and when them 20 cookies are gone, that's your lot till tomorrow. Whereas in the half lounge on the Avalon Vista, they had 2 cookie jars, which it was almost like they were like, as my dad would call them, a magic horn, because as soon as they were empty, they were refilled again instantly.
Yes.
And they also had another section that either had apple turnovers or donuts, so you can probably understand that I really like that lounge. And then we went there one night.
Donuts were amazing.
Oh, they were. I couldn't believe it. They were just a ring donut but they had something painted on them, and it was spectacular. And they had a movie night.
Yes.
And we went in there just to get a drink, and there was only one person in there watching the movie, because you could watch it in your room anyway, but I thought it was just a nice touch. But they even provided bags of popcorn. So Carole was very excited about it, because I'm a loving husband. I bought her a bag of popcorn back and 7 cookies.
But also in there, they had specialty teas, different types of coffees. They also had juices. And that's available 24 hours a day. So you didn't have to, if you don't drink alcohol, you didn't have to spend.
Because you get all your drinks, you get beer and wine with your lunch
meals
and dinner.
Then they're very generous, aren't they?
Yeah, they don't mess about. If you want, they'll keep topping you up the whole time you're in there. So, like I said, if you didn't want to spend any money, once you're on the cruise, you didn't, because all your teas and coffees and juices and biscuits and donuts and all that sort of stuff is available 24 hours a day in this FOC. Yeah,
it was excellent. Very good experience. Tony and Rachel, who we met on QM2, saw the photo you put online from behind the Golden. You suggesting that's our best side? Oh, lovely to see you here, guys. We've just got Paul's just finished a great. If you're looking at cruising to Norway, he's just put together a cruise port information for Shoulden, which is a fabulous port, haven't you?
And it's a fabulous vlog as well. Might I say,
it is a good vlog if you haven't seen our Shoulden vlog yet. It also includes I did Bob and Holly here. We put because they did some camel camel walking. No, they didn't do camel walking.
They went to a llama farm.
Camel.
They're going to get the hump with you, mate.
They were. Oh dear. Anyway.
Hang on.
So. Oh my gosh. So anyway, so like I say, on our website, do check it out. We've got some cruise port information on there.
Yeah,
also.
There's all about camel farms and all sorts of stuff.
Susan said you've helped to your videos helped me to get more organised for Marine Discovery too. Well, that's great to know. So and Morris is saying, do we have a good time on the river? We did. The itinerary was fab, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
The itinerary was great. Marina and Joe are here. So hi there, guys. Thanks for joining. And Steve's answers, why do we both look so well? Because we've just been on a river cruise and it was fab.
It was. And my moisturising regime is spectacular, isn't it, mate?
Only when I say you got some dry skin, put some moisturiser on.
Got blotches everywhere. God. Good job. Anyway, good job. The lighting here is bad.
Jerry's hi Jerry. So he's asked about insurance. Do you do multiple trip insurance or cruise by cruise? We've got annual.
We've got annual insurance. We've got annual insurance with our bank.
Yeah.
And I think that they're now regretting their decision because we get a letter about once every 2 or 3 months from Barclays saying, "Oh, just to let you know, if you ever cancel your travel insurance with us, it'll never be available again." So I don't know whether they've been spanked on it a bit, but of course, because we signed up for it, I don't think they can discontinue it unless if you say to them, well, no, I'm not going to bother anymore. Once you're out, that's it, you're out forever. And I think they would like to stop doing it because it's quite.
We've had it for years and years, haven't we?
It's quite good. It's like £200 a year.
Yeah.
But we get 6 airport lounge visits included in that. And they're like 20, 30 quid a throw. So, and if you haven't got an airport lounge, you can get food vouchers as well. We haven't worked out how to do that yet, obviously, but you can get food vouchers. Well, so you can go to like a restaurant that's at the airport. Because we had a situation, funny enough, you go on to that, we had a situation at Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. And we went to the lounge and they said, oh no, we're not taking any more people because we hadn't pre-booked it.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't let us in. So even though we could, our pass that we've got through our bank. So what you need to do if you have got that is make sure you pre-book it and then they can't turn you away. But we hadn't pre-booked it, so they couldn't. But all in all, yes, we got it with our bank. Yes.
So it's worth looking at what your banks offer because sometimes they do some great deals. But keep in mind still about the COVID and make sure you've got the right cover. Yeah. I still can't believe that people cruise without travel insurance or even travel anywhere. We would never dream of doing that.
Well, I don't think they do now, but
they do, Paul. People do.
Because I can remember reading.
We've spoken to some recently.
Yeah, I can remember reading about 3 years ago on Facebook, and somebody put on there, right, well, I'm going to start a conversation. Travel insurance when you go on a cruise, yes or no? And I thought, well, really? And the amount of people that went on there said that they didn't bother with it, I was absolutely horrified. I
think post-pandemic, more people do, but still there's some that don't. Phil D's asking, which we've talked about, TUI versus Avalon. What's the difference in money? Is it worth it? Looking at comparable, Avalon is double the price of TUI.
Yes.
Itineraries are the same. But I think what you get with Avalon, and do I think it's worth the money? I think if you like the finer things in life, you like good food, and it's about fitness, wellness. They do a lot of. They've got more. What's the word I'm trying to say? They've got more opportunities to have a healthy cruise. Does that sound bizarre?
Mate, I've been with you for 28 years and I've got no idea what you're talking about, so I can't be expected to.
I had some really, because I'm conscious I'm trying to lose weight all the time because of so many cruises. And Avalon, they had Avalon Fresh, which they had so many really good options for eating healthy. They had options to do in bike tours and hiking, which the more the luxury lines do. TUI didn't have those options. You had 120 pounds just towards excursions. Avalon have it included excursions. That it's just the.
But to be fair to TUI, being devil's advocate, they give you £120 towards excursions, but we couldn't even spend all our 120.
We could have if we went on the full day ones.
But on what we chose to do. But I think the big difference with Avalon is the little extra touches, like we were talking about with the free tea and coffee all the time, with the cakes, with the cookies. I wouldn't have said the service in the restaurant, there wasn't a lot to choose between.
No, because both were excellent on.
But the food was on another level.
If you like fine dining and options, Avalon was good.
It was on another. And
what they've done with the layout of the ship, it's a newer ship. 2E's got older ships, so there's more vibration, wasn't there? There was more. You felt like you were on an older ship, even though the decor was lovely. Avalon ship is just quality.
Yeah.
And also the layout, the top deck, I thought, well, how can a ship be so different? The top deck had this awesome area at the front, at the top, wasn't it? Right in front of the captain's bridge. And going on to that, the captain was far more accessible, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was very chatty and always
knock on the door.
You could knock on the bridge and pop in
his
and
gaff.
have a chat.
You can go in there and have a chat to him. He lets you have a drive, everything.
No, he didn't.
Lets you sit on his knee.
No, he did. Poor. No, we did not. But at the front, they had this square, big table, basically, with seats all around it. And it was a real sociable area. I don't know what that area was very different. Even though you could say, well, there was a frontier on TUI. Yes, there was, but everyone seemed to sit in their own groups. Yeah. I felt that this was a really sociable ship. And I know
seemed to make it was far more inclusive. When you went up there, they didn't have it in such a way that, like you said, it was all like segregated. You could, because we sat on that one area that Carole's on about with a load of Americans now, about 17 pounds.
Well, they bought so much cheese, haven't they, in Amsterdam? They were like, do you want more cheese or more salamis? But we were like, no, we've had enough. But it was lovely just chatting to people from all over the world. And I like that. I love traveling with people from Britain. Don't get me wrong. It's great. But I think there's something special when you go on a holiday and you meet. I love learning about people's cultures and how people do things differently. Got to give a shout out, I don't know if they're watching or not, but to Duncan and Fran, because we met this couple who were originally from Scotland but went and moved out to Brisbane, didn't they, 40 years ago, and now I've been living in Australia since then. And you know, when you meet people and you automatically click, we just laugh so much, didn't we, Paulie? It was so much fun. But we digress. So Avalon, yes, I would definitely go with Avalon again, but yes, you are going to be paying double the price. Is it worth it? Yes, I think it is, if you like the finer things in life.
It's just all down to it's one of them ones. All we can do is say, well, we enjoyed this, we didn't enjoy that, blah 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 blah. But we can't make that choice for you. But you could say, it's like saying, oh, Silver Seas or MSC. Well, do you know what I mean? It's like a massive
budget to luxury.
It's budget to luxury. So it's a massive, Avalon, they don't make any bones about it. They consider themselves to be a luxury river cruise line. And I have to say that they deliver on every part.
They do.
Marella, TUI, don't consider themselves to be a luxury river cruise line.
Yeah.
But I went on there and I thoroughly enjoyed the week on there that we had.
Yes.
And I would definitely do another one. But I would definitely do another one on Avalon as well, but for different reasons.
Avalon, right from the start, with their app and communication, I thought was exceptional.
Yeah.
So they've got a fantastic app, which worked throughout, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wi-Fi was a bit hit and miss because we did have to delay some of our posting of our social media, but that was due to the river. That would have been on any.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if Natalie and now my niece and nephews watching, but I saw her today. She said, "Oh, I just assumed you were still on the river cruise because your stories." I said, "Well, no." I said, "There's been a bit of a delay because we sort of
we wanted to continue the experience. I think a lot of people get feedback saying they like to see our journey rather than just random posts. So we try to sort of tell a bit of a story, don't we? Whenever we go on a daily cruise.
But we're just about 4 days behind."
No, we're caught up now. So Carole's here. So hi, Carole. Lovely to see you here. And Claire said she's basically loved seeing our blogs this week. And Amanda's here too. So thanks for that. Remember to give us a thumbs up. Yeah, please do. If you're enjoying watching us on these lives, please give us a thumbs up because that shows YouTube that you've enjoyed it. And after the live, just put a comment in after. That's helpful too. So, and Exploring with Eric said it was so much fun to enjoy your river cruise with us. So thanks for that.
And just in case anybody is going to slip away early without a note. I haven't had a note off anybody.
Oh yes, we've got an exciting invitation. Are you going to say that?
No, I'm going to say that at all.
Oh, yes.
In case anyone's slipping away early, we've got a video going live at 8 o'clock.
Oh, yes.
And it's a cabin tour from the Avalon Vista.
And that's what I was about to say.
It's a good job one of us is on the case, I know. Do you know which one it is?
What I loved about Avalon Vista was the panorama suite. Now, on TUI, we paid for the top of the shop cabin that we could get, wasn't it? And that was called a
French
balcony suite. On Avalon, we had a panorama suite, and I must say, it was hard to choose between the two from decor and comfort. But for me, the panorama, if you've seen on our, we're going to be doing a vlog series to show you all these things as well. But if you see it open right up, and I loved that. I felt like I was led in bed just watching on a big veranda. You didn't appreciate that so much because you were mostly sleeping. Well, I was enjoying
aspersions on me all the time. What I do is, because if I'm awake, she makes me do stuff. So in the way of work, I might add. So I just pretend that I'm asleep all the time.
Well, you snore very well awake then.
Oh, mate, I can do that.
Oh dear! No, that was fantastic. And last week, our panorama suite tour is out, so check that out on our YouTube channel if you haven't. But like Paul said, at 8 o'clock, there's a cheaper cabin that you can book on Avalon Vista called a deluxe balcony. Not deluxe balcony. God.
It's basically the first way in. So it's the cheapest.
It's a deluxe stateroom.
It's the cheapest way in to a cabin on the Avalon Vista.
Yes.
So if you're on a budget, you want to try and keep your costs down, and you think, well, I can, because obviously whenever prices say it's from, £1,000, what you generally get for £1,000 is a broom cupboard. But this will give you some idea, thinking, well, I would like to do it, but I'm on a bit of a budget, but I could afford that cabin. You can have a good look at it and think, well, could I spend a week in there?
Well, watch the video at 8 o'clock to find out. So we've got Cantex Diva saying we're heading out on our first cruise on Princess to Hawaii next week. Oh, Hawaii. That's on our to-do list, isn't it, Paulie Morgan? Any tips on cruising with them? We've only done Celebrity before. Thanks, Joe. Princess are great, beautiful ships. I don't know which ship you're actually on.
And I tell you what they do the best is their Wi-Fi and app.
Don't start him. Oh no. Princess, don't our last few Princess cruises we've been frustrated with the app and the Wi-Fi hasn't been good. So our first tip would be don't rely on the app and don't rely on the Wi-Fi. But Princess, make sure you check out their entertainment. Princess Entertainment's superb,
fabulous.
Check out what quizzes they've got in Princess Live, because that's a lot of fun. But Princess are great, aren't they?
Yeah, I know.
Make sure you check out their pizza in Alfredo's.
Well, I don't know what it doesn't say what ship she's going on.
No,
but it'll either be Alfredo's or
what's it called on Enchanted now?
Gigi's. Which I did see somebody walk past and they said, "Look, there's Gigi's over there." Which and I was looking around thinking, "What's Gigi's?"
But have fun, because that sounds amazing.
I think once you've bit like a leg of a chair in half because you're so frustrated with the Wi-Fi and the app, after that, as Carole says, let it go, and then you'll enjoy yourself. I'm sure you'll have a fab time.
And then Andrew's asked, what's your favourite river or conventional sea cruise? Well, we've only done the 2 river cruises. We've enjoyed those both, haven't we? And one was the Rhine and one was the Danube. And we enjoyed both itineraries, didn't we? Because they were both very, very different. What
I will say, just very briefly touching on the 2 rivers, the Danube, you get a more constant stream of prettiness.
Yeah.
At a sort of, so if you said it's sort of 7 out of 10 all the way through, what you'll get with the Rhine on the route that we did is sort of like 3 or 4 out of 10, and then you get to the Rhine, what's called the Rhine Gorge, and that's like a 10.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
But then you get very industrialized after that and it drops down again. So over the 2, that probably evens yourself out, but there's more of a constant on the Danube.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
But the Rhine Gorge,
stunning.
There must be more castles on that part of the river, and our cruise director came up and told us,
brilliant,
it was amazing. But it was like a 3-hour section of the river where everything is amazing.
What Avalon did very well was the cruise director that we had, which was Daniela, they give a lot of dialogue and a lot of narrative on the places that you're going, and very intense port talks, which you learned a lot, didn't you?
Yeah.
I found I was more educated with Avalon than I was with TUI.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So if you're into
yeah,
facts, figures, and wanted to learn about your destinations, it was quite immersive, wasn't it, Avalon?
Oh, totally,
with that. I didn't realise the Rhine would be so industrial. Lots of barges, wasn't there, with like tanker barges. So, but do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes, but we were in Amsterdam, we love Amsterdam, and we've seen bits of it we hadn't seen before.
No, yeah, we did.
Cologne,
and stupidly, I'll get this out of the way. I went to the same pub where I last watched Tottenham play, and they lost. And I vowed and declared that I'd never go to that pub again. And I went there again to watch football, and Tottenham lost again. So as I left, I said to him, "I'm never ever coming back here again." And the woman behind the bar said, "Oh, why is that? What have we done?" I said, "Well, my team's lost twice since I've been coming in here." And she said, "Oh, I feel your pain because my dad's a Spurs fan."
But we did find this other pub in Amsterdam.
Oh, it was fantastic.
And we walked in and I thought, oh, this is a bit sort of not seedy, but just a little bit, I don't know. Anyway, we sat at the bar.
It was rough. It was rough and ready.
Yeah.
And we were the only English people in there.
It was full of locals, which was brilliant.
And the lady behind the bar was putting all these Dutch songs on, which everybody knew the words to, and they were singing it loudly. And Carole said, "Oh, I really like it here. Now, should we have another drink?" I said, "Well, have you seen how she's washing the glasses?" No. And she basically had a sink full of water.
We only had the one.
Never changed the water at all. And she washed everybody's glass in there and then put it on a draining board. But never changed, not once did she change the water. So
but it was
I said, I don't mind having another beer, but I'm definitely keeping the same glass.
My nursing infection control head come on, and I'm like, oh, no. And
we came home with the plague.
No, it didn't. So we haven't come home with anything.
No.
So it's brilliant. So anyway, and sea cruise. Oh, that's hard, isn't it? We love Celebrity Beyond. We love Morello. We love the Northern Lights. Too many to pick from, and we've got so many more coming up, which is going to be. I think even going to overtake all that lot. Isn't it?
Yeah. My two favourite cruises is either the one on the Morella Discovery,
Northern Lights,
Seeking the Northern Lights, which was fantastic, and I thoroughly enjoyed the Celebrity Beyond because the ship is spectacular and we had such amazing weather, so it was a complete contrast. But that would be my two favourites, so I couldn't even pin it down to one. So
Travel John Edson, welcome home. Thank you guys, nice to see you here. And Clinton's in as well, which I guess literally driving to Chicago in Wisconsin at the moment. That's cool. Emma says she loved your TUI cruise and don't see why other lines have 3 times the price of TUI. Yes and no. I get that why they do, and again, it's like comparing the luxury cruise liners, isn't it?
Yeah,
you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
But from an itinerary point of view, same. Which cruise ship, in your opinion, has the best food? PS, you two definitely best cruise on YouTube. My wife Louise dreams to meet you both on a cruise. Oh, thanks, Paul Robert. That's lovely.
What a very, very wise man you are, Paul.
Which cruise ship in your opinion has the best food? Now, we were talking about this earlier, weren't we, when we were watching Emma's live, and they had Royal Caribbean blog on their Matt. And we've always said that from a buffet point of view, Royal Caribbean's buffets are hard to beat, aren't they?
The buffet on the last Royal Caribbean we did was Anthem for when Carole retired. And it was her birthday as well, so it was a double celebration. And the buffet is so ridiculously good. You go in there and you walk around for half an hour
before you decide what you have.
It's just too. I mean, for me, because I'm a greedy monkey, it's almost a chore because it's like
food a chore.
No, but you know what I mean. It because
too many things.
What's it called? FOMO, fear of missing out. Because you think, oh look, they got a carvery there, they got burgers. Oh, there's a pasta station. Oh, there's all Asian stuff.
You just
there.
go about it 6 times.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I normally do. The best thing was I walked round about 75 times on the Anthem, and I came back with pie and chips that I could get anywhere.
And I come back with a lovely bit of steak. I always come back with a better meal than you, don't I? He's all like, oh.
So I would have to say, across the board,
yes,
and taking into account main dining rooms, I think Royal Caribbean.
Well.
Is very good, but you look at the price of Royal Caribbean in comparison to a lot of other stuff. Royal Caribbean last year was the most expensive cruise we did, and it worked out at £550 a night for two of us, so £275 each night, and that was the most
that was
expensive.
Including the drinks package.
Yeah, so factoring in drinks, Anthem of the Seas was the dearest cruise we did last year. So again, it's like you get what you pay for, but
food wise for me, Saga's food, Saga's food was exceptional. It was like going to a specialty restaurant every night.
No, I take it all back. Royal Caribbean.
No, their buffet.
No, Royal Caribbean's buffet is
buffet, the Windjammer.
Yeah, but I will retract all I said. And Saga has got the best food, but unfortunately, you have to be an old git like the pair of us.
Speak for yourself. When's your next cruise? When do you go? Our next cruise we're back on Cunard, aren't we? Next weekend.
Yeah.
So we're on Queen Victoria. The first time we're on Queen Victoria.
So we will have the full set of queens.
I know. So so that'll be really good to get on Cunard again and compare Queen Victoria. So Brits on the ship said no quizzes tonight. Got awful jet lag. Yes, because they've been on Discovery, wasn't it, Princess?
Oh, they've had their booster jabs.
And you've had your booster jabs as well. I just got a text through today saying I'm eligible for a flu jab. So, but we haven't had our booster things through yet, have we? Because we're
just youngsters. We're not over at all. I made that.
Rose there. So she said, "Hi guys, love your post. I'm going to Tui River Cruise next year." Yeah, get that. And we've got Vanessa here with a question. So we just came back from a cruise and we overpacked. How do you manage to pack going on so many cruises? We've got in quite a routine there.
Well, let me tell you how it works. I get the suitcases out of the garage. Well, in all fairness now, we go away that much, they don't even make it back to the garage. I put them on the bed. I get out all my clothes, which I put by the side of the suitcase, and then I go downstairs and mind my own business. And that's how the packing works for me.
It does. I've got in our little office where we are now, we've turned this into our cruise room, haven't we, when Lucas moved out. And now I've got little boxes with everything in, so it's very easy. I just get the boxes out, we just throw it in the case, and we've got into a routine of what cruise lines and dress codes, so it's quite easy, isn't it? It's
easy for me.
Well, it is for you because you don't do it.
But I couldn't be. There's no way, no how that I could be trusted. Now, just to tell you how paranoid Carole is, she won't pack and close the suitcases the night before. She'll put everything in the suitcase, and then we have to put them on the floor so they're completely open. And then obviously one of us falls over in the night, breaks a leg or something. That's the gamble. Well, and then they go back on and they go and then they go back on the bed in the morning, and she goes through them again. And then at the very last second, once she's got, it's like I think that NASA.
I've got a bit of OCD, haven't I?
NASA have got less on their. NASA have got less on their checklist for before they launch a rocket to Mars than Carole has when she's packing a case.
I don't think so. Martin's here. Hi, Martin. He chats with us a lot on Instagram. Nice to actually join you tonight. Yes, nice to have you here. But as for I always thought expensive would be bored at night. If you heard we've talked about that earlier in this session. Yes, at night it's very much there is a little bit of entertainment, but if you're after big shows and being entertained all the time, then yes, river cruising. That's not what river cruising is about, isn't it? But eating and drinking, yes, it is.
Yeah, eating. But to be fair, they gear you up because of a lot of the excursions and walking tours, you do plenty of stuff in the day, and it's not one of them ones where you're going to be sat at the bar at 2 a.m. I mean, we went to bed, I think, apart from about...
Well, we would go back to about half 10 and watch a bit of telly, but we wanted to be up early to enjoy the destination, because it's all about the destinations, I think, isn't it? It's all about that and good food and drink.
So, no, never bored.
No, but it's just different.
Yeah, it's a different... It's a different way.
Richard's saying, love your vlogs, so thank you so much for watching. And we've got, what cruise would you suggest to see Ireland and Scotland? Difficult to find that are clogged on. There are some. Princess do some very good UK itineraries. So do Fred Olsen, but sometimes they do Ireland and sometimes they do Scotland. So it's That's a difficult one. We got a great travel agent, Dan, which I put his details in the description below. He would be able to point you in the right direction, because we've not done UK.
I think Emma's done it. Didn't Emma do it?
She did do UK, and that was on Princess. We did one with Princess, wouldn't it? We went up to, for one of the first occasions. We went to Belfast and to Greenock, actually.
But don't do that one, because Greenock's awful.
Well, no, there wasn't a lot at Greenock, but it's the gateway to Glasgow, isn't it? But Belfast was brilliant.
Oh, it was, yeah.
But yeah, I just get yourself a good travel agent like we have. Like I say, Dan can be contacted in below, and we would recommend that. So we've got I discovered Sean not long ago. You're so funny and sweet. Oh, thank you, Lolly. That's really nice. Pip's here. Hi, Pip. Nice to see you here. Yeah, Pip's been following us for quite a while. Oh, Emma had a river day on a saga cruise. Yeah, I didn't know that existed either. Yeah, unusual. So we've got here. So, but it seems very similar to any Vikings, including notes. You're not much entertainment, but you don't notice because you switch off completely. Yeah, do you know what? Actually, that's a really good point. It's sometimes nice. Sometimes because Paul loves entertainment so much, sometimes when we're on an ocean cruise line, I think, right, I've seen the show, I want to go to bed. And Paul's like, no, there's this on, there's that on, we got to go in, we got to go. And I'm thinking, do you know what? I just want to sit and chill. So river cruise, that's a really good point. Just absolutely.
I just remember that the next time when you want to go and chill, I'll carry on.
I know, but then
the frivolities, and you can go to bed, you miserable sauce.
No, but I do think as you try and get up early to see the destination, sometimes you come back from a cruise absolutely shattered. But I did from this river cruise, I was so chilled out. It was absolutely lovely. I loved it. So yeah, good point. Thank you guys. Wayne says you're looking good, Paulie.
Wow.
You did have a special little shave, didn't you, earlier?
Nothing wrong with your eyesight, Wayne, that's for sure.
Cheshire Lassner, just coming even to you both. Emma says she did have to fight for the cookies. Yeah, there's only one jar.
Oh, that would be no.
Yes, you would.
Seriously, Emma, if you went on Avalon, you would just take your duvet to the club lounge.
You would,
because the cookies and the cookies were very good.
Yeah,
but it was just a never-ending supply. And then when they bring the donuts out as well. What the only really, really sad thing about when we went on the Avalon cruise was I didn't know about the club lounge for the first about day and a half.
Well, I did.
And she didn't tell me. I was devastated.
Were you eating enough?
Oh,
no. Cruise Monkeys have just joined us. Hi, guys. Thanks for...
Well, I hope you got a note.
Oh, dear. So let's see. So we've got... so Dan's in the house. Good evening, you lovely Julie. This is Dan, our travel agent that we use, who's been brilliant with all our future trips. Talking about future trips, this has been a good one too. We've been invited, which is really exciting. We never got invited on very much, but we seem to get a few more invites now, which is brilliant. Where are we going? We are going on Monday. We've got an exciting week, actually, because the weekend we're away in the camper van. The first trip I'm going to be in our motorhome on our new mattress, which Paul's been away loads of times, haven't you, racing?
It's not new now.
It's not new now.
It's broken, and it's got chips on it and gravy. And
anyway, so we're off to near Cirencester for the weekend, which is a lovely, beautiful part of the world in Gloucestershire, which we love, the Cotswolds. And then on Monday, we've been invited.
Just to say that we'll be meeting Doolittle Campers.
Yes.
They're camper-specific vloggers, but they're very entertaining. They're obviously not, they don't do anything cruise at all, but everything they do is camper-related. But they're a real nice couple.
Yeah.
And if you like motorhoming,
check them out. Doolittle Campers. They've got lots of campsite reviews, etc. We've got a few, but we concentrate more on cruising there, don't we?
And then on Monday,
yes, drum roll, Annie. We are off to Plymouth, and the reason we're going to Plymouth is, is we've been invited by Holland America to be part of their 150th year celebrations, and their new ship Rotterdam is going to be taking the iconic trip that the first Rotterdam ship.
And they said, as Carole was on the first one, they wanted she wanted to be on the new one.
No. And we're really excited about this because we've got 3 Holland America cruises booked. We've not cruised with them yet, so we're hoping we like what we see. But we'll share what cruise we got booked obviously later. Just a thing here as well. If you the only people that know what cruises we've got booked way in advance are our patrons and our YouTube members. So if you want to know what we've got booked up until 2024, we keep that information just for them because they're a special crowd, and we want them to know first. So yes, so Holland America on Monday.
And what's great about this is when Carole's telling me all about it, and I think, oh, are you sure it's Portsmouth? She said, oh yeah, we can go and see Mark and Marie while we're down there because they're in Port. I said, mate, I've read the email. It's Plymouth.
I know. I got the Peas medal.
She's like, oh, yes. Is that a lot further? Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to do the train. So it's a bit of an adventure, and we treated ourselves to an extra night in a hotel, haven't we? To so
if anybody else is going, let us know. We can have.
So if you know any tips about what to do in Plymouth, let us know. Because once we've done the ship visit and that, we've got some free time.
Or if you're going, let us know.
Oh yes, or if you are on the Holland America visit, do give us a message and let us know because it'd be great to catch up. So let's see what other questions we've got. Yeah, travel insurance. Emma's just put people that cruise. And Martin's is only a muppet would not travel with insurance. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? What's the matter?
Paul and Carole's Sheldon vlog is here. Save it for another day, and she's put a little link.
Oh, thanks, Emma. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to do that, so
you would. I'll teach you.
I don't want you to teach me.
No, because that's be another thing to do.
Kids out there, just let me give you this piece of advice. Don't ever learn how to do anything because once you know how to do it successfully, you'll expect it to do all the time.
No.
So just ask.
Take no notice of it.
So just act like the village idiot and you'll get away with loads.
You do that very well.
I do.
Where on a ship would you recommend you having your cabin, higher or lower, deck, front or back? We've got a post on our website all about this, and it depends on your budget. And if you want the most stable place to be, is lower,
is middle,
well, middle or lower. Obviously, the higher you are, if you think of a ship on a pivot, if you're higher up, the more if it will move. If you're on a cabin up here, but if you're down here, it doesn't move so much. Obviously, the back, the same. Obviously, front, back. So right at the back and right at the front, and you do feel the difference right at the front. We love an aft cabin, don't we? But with an aft cabin does come a little bit more movement, which we don't mind. I think actually you get less movement at the aft than you do at the front. We had the front, didn't we, on Queen Elizabeth, and that we did feel quite a lot of movement there. So middle really, and obviously that comes with how much more expensive. Cheap way in onto a ship is a guaranteed cabin on an inside, and you could end up anywhere. And some people don't mind that, and we do that sometimes, don't we? Just book a guaranteed cabin. It depends on the ship you're going on and your itinerary. So yeah. But do check out our posts on our website. Just go to Paul and Carole Love to Travel. What I've started to do as well after these live streams are going to be there for people to watch on our YouTube channel. And in the descriptions, I've started putting the questions that we get asked here, the answers, or not the answers, but signposting you to our blogs and our videos that answer the questions that were asked. So that would be good. Oh, that's set about cabin as well with Rose. Would you pay? I know. I was reading something else.
Carole was reading a question that she didn't impart onto anybody else.
Questions when booking too. Would you pay the extra, choose your own cabin, or let them choose? I would particularly choose my own cabin because I wouldn't want to end up near the back of the ship because there was a lot of vibration on TUI at the back of the ship.
The daft thing is, I'm sure that the age of the TUI ship and Avalon Vista that we went on, there's there's only like 2 or 3 years in it. But I thought there was about 2008, 2009.
Well, but I think TUI is an older ship before that. Anyway, I think.
So don't take any notice of what I just said. But what I will tell you is that on the TUI ship, there was a lot of vibration if you were at the back, whereas you didn't seem to get that vibration on the Vista. So if you get a chance to choose your cabin, and what also as well is TUI have got a little spa area. I'm doing my hands down here, but you can't see them. But they've got a little spa area.
Yeah.
And we spoke to a few people who had a cabin near the spa area, and they said that it was quite noisy.
Yeah.
So our advice would be, look at the deck plan, pick your cabin.
Yeah.
The one we had was on just towards the back of the ship from reception, but that's virtually bang in the middle.
Yeah,
so
great.
Somewhere in the middle, you won't go wrong. But you don't want to be forward of reception, because that's where you've got the main lounges forward of reception and the little wellness room.
Yeah.
So if you're sort of middle for diddle, you won't go far wrong.
Alison's asking, I'm not asking, but I plan to go on the, but couldn't book due to poorly pets. Home insurance claims a broken finger. Hopefully next year now, if no. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Alison. That's a shame. And hopefully your poorly pets are improving. Brian makes a classic point: is Avalon a better cruise line? I think it is what you pay for. You get what you pay for. The cabins, yes. I meant to say that about the panorama suites. They are 30%. It was big, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was really. They say that those panorama suites are 30% larger than standard.
That's nearly a third. Carole doesn't.
Yes.
Carole doesn't know about fractions.
That's not my strong point. Just come back from Avalon Dania Cruise. Yeah, go. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, well, enjoy.
Well, he hasn't. Oh no, he's doing another one. I'm going to say he has enjoyed because he said he's back.
Jenny's asking if we ever really disliked a cruise port. We didn't like Naples at all. Naples is a funny one, isn't it? Because it's so busy and mad. But it's a gateway to some beautiful places. We've disliked a few.
I think our least favourite ever, which we spoke about in a previous live, was Durs.
In Albania. That was bizarre.
I've got to be honest, Naples is very earthy, very gritty, and you do hear some bad stories about, keep your hands in your pockets.
Well, I think most cities you need to be vigilant.
But we went out and had a pizza in Naples.
Well, you left our bag there?
I left my bag under the table, and I've asked a few more people about the bag debacle, and they've all said that actually I think Carole was to blame. So anyway, moving on.
But not many ports have we disliked, actually. But
there was one in France where when we looked out we went out on our balcony, and we thought that somebody had re-erected the Berlin Wall because there was just like
John, I think. But we're going back there in a couple of weeks.
Going back there next week.
So we will see.
Looking forward to that.
Anyway, time's a ticking. God, this hour goes so quick. Ken goes cruising. Either Ken.
Hi, Ken.
I'm from Newfoundland, struggling with the Wi-Fi. Yep, you're on a Princess cruise. That goes without saying.
Hey.
But they've been on the 25 night, haven't they, to Canada, and which has been looking amazing, guys. They were in New York the other day. So hope you carry on. Meet up. They met with Sheila Hull as well, who's been on there as well, which is great. The big question is, would I pay the price? Yes, I would. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If it was doing they do the right itinerary. I tell you what, Avalon Cruises do, and they do the Mekong, and that is somewhere we definitely want to go in it poorly. So so yes, I would. So there we are. So that's Tony G. Casablanca is the pits, Brian says. Do you know that I went there years and years and years ago when I was young, and I remember feeling quite uncomfortable there. Didn't like it. Again, great detailed answer. Thanks. Could go back to TUI after the Avalon? We would if it was, because it's different.
We know what we're getting.
Yeah, exactly.
You still get to go to some fantastic ports. You still get the same views. Yeah. It's just, I would never ever poo-poo going on a TUI river cruise, but it's just a different experience. It's like they don't, and like you said, they're not trying to pretend they're something they're not.
No, it's budget, but it's great fun. Yeah. TUI and Marella are fun. Yeah. We will always go back to Marella, won't we? And do a TUI river cruise if it fitted in with our itinerary, because it's great fun. But it's exactly what you say. There's no what's it? Bells and whistles? No, that's not the right saying. Is it the right saying? Yeah. Oh my god, I got to say them right. Yeah. Corinne said, another happy Thursday watching you two. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, Rob's made it. I'm
sorry, I got a bit.
So thank you so much for your super chat. Brilliant. Thank you for joining us, Rob. It's a pleasure having you here. And Martin says, question, can you let your followers know in advance so people can prepare themselves? It's the same one. As I said, our Patreons and YouTube members, it only costs £1 a week. And if you want to join our happy little crowds there, but they know all of our plans. So if they want to join us, that they can.
It's the price of about a third of a cup of coffee a week is all you got to pay to find out exactly where we're going to be. Because just imagine, just for £4 or £5 a month, you could never ever be on a cruise with us. I mean, that's got to be worth. It's got to be worth it, hasn't it? Not to bump into us.
A next cruise holiday. If you missed, Sue, we're back on Cunard.
Week on Sunday.
Yes, Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria, yeah.
The other thing that's just popped into my head is if you are thinking about Avalon, we've now got a promo code which gives you, it's only £100 off, but it's better than nothing. So if you did want to book it, then see the details in the description. The other thing I wanted to mention also is we've had quite a few people, if you haven't heard already, we're off to Australia at the end of the year. We've had quite a few people ask us about a meetup in Melbourne, which we're looking forward to doing. But I did want to sort of put details and stuff over social media. So if you're interested in meeting us in Melbourne, which a few people are, can you email us? Because I'm compiling a group via email, so it's a little bit more private. Sorry to digress, but these are the things that that I wanted to say. Dave agreed, 2 cruises on TUI or 1 cruise with Avalon. Ooh, difficult one. Depends on what else we'd had booked, isn't it, really? Oh, Crown Princess, Joe's on. Oh, excuse me, a bit windy after my Vimto.
She went
it's
to
a
the
Crown Princess.
She went to the doctors the other day, said, I got really bad wind. Is there anything you can give me? He gave her a kite.
Oh, shut up. I've been to the opticians today, actually, and my eyes are good, so that's good. Joanne's here, so hi, apologies for being late. Glad I've caught it live. Thank you so much for your tips. I had a wonderful time. Yes, to Dubrovnik. Dubrovnik's amazing, isn't it?
It's fab, yeah.
We had a great time there. Rose is off on Iona, so have a great time there. What? Oh, in 2024. Yeah, P&O itineraries are out, aren't they? Well, they're coming out for 24 and 25. Yeah. We're still waiting for money.
Yeah, they still owe us £3 grand, so you never know.
So we're really.
I mean, with the current interest rates going up all the time, they're going to owe us. We'll just end up with owning the Iona before long. Yeah. So we'll look forward to seeing you on our ship then.
What ports do you visit? Do you enjoy most on the river cruise? I loved Rudesheim. Rudesheim was amazing, but so was Strasbourg. Strasbourg to me was actually the highlight.
Strasbourg was fab. It's got an amazing Gothic cathedral with the most spectacular astronomical clock.
Yes.
So if you look at my little thing I put together, well, where's that? Where can I find that?
Well, Instagram
or whatever, but that's amazing.
Put it.
And then,
as you can see, Paul's an expert in social media.
It's in the drawer downstairs. Once you visited the amazing, which is incidentally called the Notre Dame, but Carole pointed out to me lots of cathedrals are called Notre Dame, so I didn't know that either.
Yes.
But once you visited that, which is spectacular, and then you go to a place which is called Le Petit France, and it's absolutely spectacular.
Yeah,
it's such a beautiful place.
It is. Strasbourg was a real.
Words will never do it justice, but you've got it, and 100%. I would definitely go. That would be one of the. I've gone full Carole waffle mode. What I love about river cruising as well is you go to these places, you spend 2, 3, 5, 8, 10 hours, depending on what where you're at, and then that gives you. Would I like to go back there? And I know Strasbourg, if Carole said to me, I booked a long weekend in Strasbourg, I'd be like, big thumbs up. Yeah, I'm all over that because it's fab.
Strasbourg was a real hit, wasn't it?
Yes.
Cruise boys are looking at doing Douro. There's so many rivers. Our plan, Paul doesn't know this now, but I want to do all the rivers eventually. Yes, you heard it here first.
The River Wye, the Severn.
Yeah, solo cruises are very high. Yeah, it is. Lizzie Lou's in here. Lizzie Lou's does a lot with solo cruising now, so she's a good contact to have because we don't solo cruise, so we don't know a lot about it. So
it's something I'm looking to do in the future, though.
What, solo cruising? That's a good question, Maureen and Joe. If Avalon to an ocean cruise, I would think like Celebrity. They're up. They are. Yeah. Quality wise, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. And Brian's saying best foods on Viking. We've heard a lot about Viking. The Viking river ships are everywhere, aren't they? They do rule the rivers. Yeah, agree. Saga's amazing. I'd like to do a Viking ocean cruise just to see it, because it does look lovely. Kathy says she loved the Anthem of the Seas. Yeah, great ship.
Oh, it's fab ship.
Yeah.
There's somebody there.
And then Sean, he's on. So no problem. You're on holiday in Turkey. Yeah, Sean's normally the first one here, isn't he? But I hope you're having a fab time. And then we've got Jerry's just asking about no. It's getting a bit frustrating, to say the least.
So if anybody has got any contacts for P&O that I could like break my foot off somewhere, I'd be very grateful.
Oh yeah, our travel agent Emma's been trying to and not getting very far, which is frustrating. But they seem to be putting a bit of a wall up, so we need to knock that down at some point. Catherine gives saying, "Love your blogs. You plan a saga? Not at the moment." But Saga, we loved our Saga ocean cruise, and the Cruise Monkeys have, we've got content about Anthem, but they've just back from Anthem and really enjoyed the food. Yeah. And Azamara, we're looking forward. We're on Azamara. If you've seen our video a few weeks back when we announced, isn't it, that we're on Azamara, and we're really looking forward to that.
And when Emma did her live earlier, the chap she had on said his longest ever cruise was 9 days. And ours is going to be 25.
25.
I'm going to be 40 stone when I get off there.
Yeah, we're going to need to be...
Yes.
No, you're not.
And then Carole said to me, well, the thing is, because we're going for so long, we won't have to drink every night, will we? I said, well,
you're terrible with beer.
I'm not your dad. You can do whatever you like. But if I want to drink beer every night, then I will. And you're not the boss of me. And then I remembered she is the boss of me.
Claire's here. Sorry, Lake. Good to see you back. Thanks, Claire, for joining us. And Alison saying the best food she's had is on Azamara. So, a few of us are trying Azamara this year, because Emma's on one as well soon. So it'd be interesting to see what we all think. Are there particular routes to cross riverboats to get to your own? We only had that on once, didn't we, with Avalon? We had it a lot with TUI, where we had to go across boats. But it only happened once with Avalon.
But in all fairness,
and you tend to go through reception.
You tend to go through the middle anyway, so it's not a big hoo-ha. But yes, we had more of it doing our Sail Croatia cruise, actually.
Yeah, we had sometimes it was 10 boats, wasn't there, together? How long are the walking tours on Avalon? They were around about anything from an hour to 2, weren't they? They weren't huge. And then free time, because we do like a bit of free time. Yeah, and Travel is, I need a cruise and go for and read a book. Well, river cruising is just perfect for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Rose is away in her tour in North Wales this week. So, fab. We are just slightly over, but there's a few more questions. So I'm just going to carry on if you're happy to stay with us. Johnny Ross says, love the Skolden vlog. Do you know, I've really enjoyed putting these, well, I've enjoyed putting all our vlogs together because it reminds Skolden. And I've just finished, and the patrons already have got it. Our Olden is our next one out on Sunday, and Olden was just amazing when it pulled me.
Scenery is spectacular.
Yeah.
And it's our wedding anniversary on this one as well. So
we had a fantastic
in the celebration. And nice to see Jolly Rob is stuck with
Green Giant. What is the highest loyalty you hold with a cruise line? Do you know, because we jump around, we haven't really got, I guess, I think Royal Caribbean we've Royal Caribbean because we've done quite a few.
I couldn't answer that if you torture me, because I honestly don't know.
Yeah, we don't, because we jump around.
Linda wants to know what you've done with your phone voice. She said you were quite posh, your voice, when we started doing our vlogs.
Did I use a posh voice? I've never had a posh voice.
Carole Bouquet.
Lady
of the house speaking.
Well,
I hadn't noticed that. I've always been Farmer Giles, so it don't make no difference to it.
And regarding cabins and mans, I'm definitely a middle person, near to bars and buffets as well, when we're all round.
Oh, definitely.
Marina and Joe, you live in Plymouth. Okay. Yes, definitely we'll do that. So, thanks for that. I thought you mentioned on your vlog when you did yours. Let's just see it. Well, that's a good point, actually, Tina. Why have you booked 3 cruises that you've never used? Well, one, because I think we will like it, obviously.
Because
but it's all itinerary driven, isn't it? We've got some really special cruises coming up. And when we did our research about going to these areas, when we looked at all the pros and cons and all the reviews, they come up highly recommended. So, yeah, you're right. Maybe we're stupid. We'll let you know. But
I think one of us might be a bit silly, but I'll let you decide in the comments who it is.
We've heard a lot, Marina, and Marina and Joe got some really good content about Holland America, which I've watched, and what have we seen? And also the Cruising Canucks from Canada, they've got some, and it reminds me of a Cunard ship. The layout, I think it's going to be a very traditional cruising experience. They've got some great outside space, and I think I'm going to love it.
But they're very entertainment driven as well.
Well, they are.
Which I'm really looking forward to as well. So yeah.
Yes, and that was the reason where the entertainment looks fabulous. Walk with. I mentioned you can't imagine having a donut for breakfast, and you mentioned donut be served on when. Do you prefer to eat donuts? Paul would eat donuts 24 hours a day.
I'm sorry, but if I ever find a donut with instructions on it telling me at a time when I can eat it, then I'll stop eating them whenever. But I could eat a donut any time. I could wake up in the night, and if there was a donut there, I'd eat it.
He would.
As long as it's a good donut. If it was an Avalon donut, I could eat that any time of day, because that was up there with like Krispy Kreme, whatever, that sort of thing. It was
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme donuts. And shit, Carole doesn't.
Well, I'm not. No.
I am to donuts what
Scotch egg or a sausage roll.
What Emma Cruises is to cookies. I am the official donut.
And Cruise May, thank you guys, just popping that. If you do interested in joining our Patreon, there's the link there. So let's have a look, see if there's any more. Denny Hughes. Yeah, we answered that earlier. Yes, we would have. So we thoroughly enjoyed Avalon. It was brilliant. We don't know the answer to that one about Viking cruises. So if there's anyone in these comments that could answer that for Casey, that'd be helpful. And hello from Japan. Oh, cool. And Marina, so yeah, we love Cunard, so I think we will love Holland America. Anyway, time's a ticking, isn't it? We've got it's now 6 minutes over.
So Malacia said, thank you for answering my question and even pronouncing my name right. Well, she must be talking to me, because you can't even pronounce your own name properly half the time. You don't even know how to say Mississippi.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining our live this evening. It's been brilliant having you all here. It's been an
absolute pleasure. Once again, the time has flown by.
Yes.
I am going to speak. I don't care. She will not interrupt me. As people keep saying, that Carole keeps interrupting Paul all the time. He doesn't even get to speak at all, hardly.
I think everyone knows that's not true. But we'll be here next Thursday again, and we can let you know how we get on with our Holland America visit down in Plymouth.
Yes.
So yes, and then we've had some quite exciting emails drop in our inbox, haven't we, Paulie? So can't wait to share those with you too. So that's it for now. Look, it's nearly 10 past.
No.
So thanks so much for joining us.
We're getting paid overtime for this.
Paid overtime. I'll buy you a donut.
Oh, donut.
But thanks, guys. Thanks so much for joining, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.